Da da da! What's my good cheer? Welcome, everybody. Let's give YouTube a couple of minutes to get those notifications out. In the meantime, if you've never popped into one of my lives before, hi, I'm Cindy. I explore the inside and the outside, and today, well, for the most part, for the past few days, for the past week, I have not spent much time on the outside, taking care of myself, coming out of a cold, looking forward to getting into something a little bit different than not doing anything. And for the most part, like I said, I haven't done much. Sometimes it's in that rest that we take that we get the best rejuvenation. And, these are the times that I have to say I'm grateful that I don't have kids and I don't have husbands in need of dinner at the table at 5 o'clock or the laundry done, that I can just lax out in what are those things that are right, not so important in the moment, and then just be able to just let it all go and truly rest. I went to bed last night pretty early and I got up. I got up pretty early too. And I was really surprised because I thought that I was up a little bit early, but I might as well get up early and get ready for work and stuff. And when I looked at the clock, I was actually up 4 hours early, totally refreshed and ready to go. So I sat up for an hour and just sat and looked out the window and just in contemplation, didn't turn anything on or anything, had a little bit of juice to rehydrate a little bit and freshen up the morning breath that you quite often get. Even if it was only after 3 or 4 hours sleep, I tell you. My husband would wake up in the morning and give me a kiss and he'd go, "Oh, good morning, rat woman." Because I was like the scariest thing, right? It's another thing. I don't wear makeup. So that idea of waking up in the morning with mascara down to my chin and having a different part of me reflected or mirrored in somebody else's eyes, that's not in my life. And these are right, might seem insignificant, but when all these little things get added up, it can stall us out, you know, and that appreciation that I can do what I do and not be interrupted. My sisters are not interested in what I do, right? I don't surround myself with a lot of social life, though I can be a social person. I do love socializing, but I do that socializing within my jobs, right? Grateful to have always had those jobs that have allowed me to step forward in a capacity that I'm able to make connections with people. And in each one of those jobs is a different capacity to be able to connect with people and levels of genuineness. I am grateful for this job that allows me to be myself. And in that consideration, I am able to practice my craft, but at the same time, be somewhere's totally different than where I am, let's say, right now, right? In the mindset, in those things that are like a bouquet of helium blooms that could easily just take me off, that I have something to ground in, something healthy to ground in, something that will benefit me to ground in. Like I said, I'm grateful that I don't have the children and the needy husbands and stuff, the friends that are constantly on the phone or texting me and say, I don't have that interruption in what I'm doing, right? I can just can't concentrate on it. And also at the same time, I have to say that judgment isn't there too, right? Because there is that jealousy and resentment in what takes others away from what's serving our needs, right? And that's a truth too. So I guess I'm perfectly where I'm supposed to be, right? Where I could serve the best in that capacity for others and that capacity for myself. Okay, you guys, I don't know where that came from, and it came from somewheres, and I hope it's going to land properly somewheres at the same time. Let's just pick a card just a couple of minutes before I head off to work, right? first couple of minutes and just first perspective in what the word drums up in my brain. And we'll just yap about it for a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to run off and have an amazing day. I don't know. I got to roll that ball down the hill and we'll see how it picks up, how fast it picks up, what it picks up, right? And then in the end, where it's going to land. Okay, you guys. Now, maybe how big it is, too, right? Okay. Okay, the word today, 54 powerful words. And the word we have today is compassion. Isn't that interesting? That's come across in the lessons a couple of times this morning, how important it is for us to recognize that we all have limitations, right? The ceilings that I have are not ceilings for other people. And I'm in the topics that I roam around in, I'm completely and constantly reminded in my lack of actual schooled education that I'm sitting in conversations with scientists and mathematicians and great speakers and great leaders out there. And, right, maybe because I'm hanging out with them, because maybe I'm understanding that conversation, that I'm actually able to absorb that conversation, that on the norm, maybe I might not have ever had the opportunity to sit in on some of these conversations or to even understand them, which is more important because we all know we can sit in a class and not absorb one iota of information, right? But I am grateful that I understand it, that I appreciate it, and that I kind of enjoy it because we don't sit in on things that we're not enjoying, that we're not getting some kind of benefit out of, right? And then I'm grateful for my platforms that in a layman's way, and this is the way I'm a vlogger, right? In a layman's way, I'm going to bring that information, and not just that information, but those other parts of me that want to be seen and want to be heard. And, right? And because there are other parts of me, I got to kind of jump in too. Grateful for the lessons that I've had along the way that has allowed me to learn the craft of being social, to have these communication skills that lots of people have a difficult time with, right? In their upbringing and in those experiences that we have quite often, right? We don't want to be seen. We don't want to be heard because it's always just been difficult. It's been painful. And sometimes, right, it's taking that first step, right, until it's not uncomfortable. And then we can just take on a little bit more and practice in that. And I think that's what I've been doing all my entire life. But with this word compassion is to understand, right? My ceiling is not the ceiling of others. And we have to have that compassion for somebody who wants that ceiling, or even in myself who wants that ceiling, but recognizing, right, through my experiences, through my adventures, and through the lessons of my own life, that, right, there might be some ceilings. But being the adapt and conquer kind of girl that I am, that I know that there is always a way, and a truth is always a truth, an answer is always an answer, right? That information that's so desperately needed can come in a blink of an eye, and it could come to the shepherd, or it could come to the king, or it could come to the God itself. Okay, you guys, I gotta go. You could tell Cindy needs to ground in that job that puts the roof over her head, that allows her to do things like this. Okay, you guys, have a great day, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Bye. Hello, Hannah.